We're taking over. No Anthony Tartamella. I'm Justin Greenberg. We're doing the Square Circle, joined by Dominic Arbolino.
There you go.
So why do they call you Little Tree?
Why do they call me Little Tree?
Yeah.
Because my last name means Little Tree.
Does it?
Yeah, so I kind of brought that up on a morning show one day, and it kind of now is just stuck with me forever.
Okay.
So I will never live it down now.
These guys, they don't let anything go.
Nope, they never will.
We have so much to talk about in the world of professional wrestling. I mean, let's start off with last night's pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts is, the beginning was actually pretty good.
Solid start.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good start. But towards the end, I mean, again, you had the whole thing with Roman Reigns. I mean, I am a Roman Reigns fan, but for people that obviously hate him, which most do, the whole getting, like, what's it called? Kicking out of 4 AAs. Like that's ridiculous. And it took one spear, practically two, because the one outside on the table, but that's not even really a pinfall.
No.
So only one. And then the same thing with Braun. You saw the same thing with Braun. Braun, like, I don't know. I feel like it's just,
we'll get into those matches.
Those two matches I was pretty upset with.
I was too, but let's start from the beginning. The first match was The Miz taking on Jason Jordan. And Jason Jordan is such a good in-ring wrestler.
Yes.
Like his ability to do suplexes and to bridges and take bumps and give 100%, there's no denying that. But as far as being able... Joe needs to go. Sorry, my dude. So, Joe...
Sorry, I thought I'd have time, but I actually don't.
It's all good. Get on out of here.
But I will tell you though, from what I watched, the opening of the show was great, and then it kind of died.
All right,
real quick. It's kind of like after the Divas match, I kind of just whatever. But Rollins and the Bar, is that what they're being called now?
Yeah, the Bar.
That was pretty good. That was amazing. A pretty epic match, and what was it? The Miz and Jordan. I actually liked that match a lot.
Great in-ring match.
I hope there's more to come with these two. Yeah. I hope they do it better. I just feel like it's kind of like
the outcome of that match was predicted, though.
Right.
I was watching him. Like,
I just feel like it's a bit babyish, but we'll see what happens with that. And I can't wait for The Undertaker to come back.
I don't think that's going to be
still high on that, huh?
But, speaking of The Undertaker, he's actually going to be at the Nassau Coliseum. There's a convention happening in December. So the Justice League are going to be there. So Gal Gadot, Henry Cavill, all those, Aquaman.
Really?
And The Undertaker's going to be there.
Huh.
So if you want to see the dead man...
That's pretty cool.
That's one of the few opportunities you're ever going to see him.
And one other thing, what was it? They're thinking about bringing the Shield back for TLC.
Yep.
You told me about that.
Yeah.
Well, that's where they got their start.
I was going to say that, but you just stole my fame.
You told
okay.
me.
All right.
You told me that. So I can't wait to hear what you're going to say about that. As everyone knows, I'm a big Shield proponent. I love the Shield.
Guys always talking about the Shield.
Yeah, I love the Shield.
He makes us do the thing after
that
we
would just
leave.
be so exciting, though. You know?
And they're a great faction in the
whether
WWE.
people hate him or not, like they like them or not, it's just like to bring them back would be so exciting and cool.
Yeah.
Who do they go up against?
Yeah, I know. That's the whole
Bar.
And who?
And who,
You
though?
don't have to be anybody.
Well, it's there's three
have-
Shield members.
yeah, well, so they'll do like what the New Day does.
Nah, but that's not... I'm not even a fan of what the New Day does. I don't really like that.
Even though they've had some great matches. Also, real quick, so for Hell in a Cell, they've been promoting all these matches and such for a while now, and apparently Bobby Roode's name has been spelt wrong on like all the promotions. Yeah,
what is it? ROOD?
no, it's BOOBY Rude.
What?
How do you normally spell it?
BOBBY.
What did you say the first time?
BOOBY.
Oh, booby.
It's Booby Rude
Hilarious.
versus Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, yeah. That's,
So that's what they're saying is going to happen.
All right.
So his evil twin brother is going to... Yeah, Booby's going to come out and... he's going to come out and wrestle against Dolph Ziggler. I guess it makes sense for Dolph Ziggler to lose to Booby Rude.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it happens.
Congratulations, Joe. You've ruined 2 shows now.
Thank you. I try.
Where can we hear you next? Before you head on out.
Never. I just got fired.
No, what's the other show you do?
Fridays at 2.
That's when you play all the show tunes.
Yes. Good job.
otherwise known as the Stage
The
Door.
Stage Door. It's a good show. You're very informative. I listened to it last week. Well, you know your stuff. You're big into that theater stuff.
Thanks,
theater
Justin.
stuff.
Have a good show, guys.
Do you play quickly?
What?
Do you play movie music too, or no?
Yeah, all the time.
All right, cool. So check that out. Stage Door. You can hear him on Nerdvana Mondays at 3 p.m. But Dominic, let's go back to the opening match of No Mercy. I have no problem with the outcome of the match. I think they're going to have to turn Jason Jordan heel. He's not getting over as a babyface.
Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, it's not really working. And also, I don't know if you saw afterwards. I don't know if you got up afterwards or went to the bathroom, whatever the case was. But Renee Young actually interviewed Jason Jordan after the match.
I saw
that was one of the worst.
I made a status of it saying that
God awful.
He makes Roman Reigns look like Bobby the Brain Heenan. He is so bad on the microphone, and it's such a shame because he's very good in the ring. He's even charismatic in the ring. He has good facials, and you believe him when he's in the ring. But that's a guy who needs a manager, and that's you don't get that in this day and age because there's only really one manager, and it's Paul Heyman, and technically he's an advocate. But he definitely needs that. Maybe he can improve. Maybe when he turns heel, and I don't know if it was you who threw out the potential storyline of him. Faking that he was actually Kurt Angle's son. I think that's money right there.
He actually gets a DNA test was the thing, and then it turns out it wasn't him, and then he's mad at Kurt Angle because Kurt Angle split him up from Chad Gable. And then
there's a lot you could do with that, but whatever they're doing right now, it's not working. The fans seem to be cheering with The Miz, so The Miz won that match. I don't have a problem with it. I like when the champion retains for the most part, and I like that big payoff at big events, whether it be SummerSlam or WrestleMania. What was the second match on the card?
Second match?
Was it Balor versus Wyatt? And
that was impressive.
It was a very good match, and I'm really not a fan of either of these performers, but they are just completely burying Bray Wyatt. He lost cleanly to Finn Balor 2 pay-per-views in a row, and he attacked Finn Balor before this match. So the whole match, Balor has injured ribs, and he still lost cleanly. It's ridiculous that this guy, I'm not a fan of him, but the fans seem to dig him. Everyone, puts up their phones with the Fireflies. He was Universal Champion in the beginning of the year. There's the first actual push he seemed to get, and he's just been buried. I don't know if he has backstage problems. What is the problem with him getting a push?
Yeah, I don't really know, but I say one thing is that a lot of fans just now kind of just see that he's just so boring now. Yeah. It's the same thing every week.
It's a channel changer whenever he's on.
Yeah, and it's always like he's either interrupting his next competitor and messes them up in a match they're in or whatever. Like you saw it with Finn Balor in that Battle Royal.
Yeah.
And that's how that started up again. So it's just like, it's just dragged on way too much. And I think they just need to figure something out for both of them because they both are good competitors. I think they both can be very good. They have the potential. We all know that. But in terms of what the WWE is doing with them right now, not so much.
You need to evolve. I mean, look at a guy. Obviously, Bray Wyatt is compared to someone like The Undertaker. And you saw the evolution of The Undertaker. When he started, he was essentially a zombie. He would walk like a robot and throw those punches at a very slow pace. Then he slowly evolved into a more demonic character, then the Undertaker biker character. And then he would change up his moveset here and there or his look. And Bray Wyatt's just been doing the same shtick for 4 or 5 years since he's been with the company, and it's time to change something, whether that's turning him babyface or changing his look in a certain way. It's something needs to change with the guy, and I don't know what this means for Balor. Does he get a title shot, or does Reigns get the next title shot?
I think it's Reigns because you have Raw opening up tonight with
Miz TV.
With Miz TV. And I actually, when I say Reigns, it could be the IC title. I mean...
Reigns versus...
I'm not too sure really what they're going to do. I really have no idea, especially right after a pay-per-view. It's kind of hard to predict without seeing a Raw. So I guess we'll see more tonight, definitely. But in terms of... The Miz is opening up with Miz TV and Roman Reigns, so there's got to be something good happening there.
Hopefully.
It's
tough because, WWE has to compete with... and the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight we have the Cowboys are playing tonight. So,
Cowboys, Cardinals.
Half the country's going to be watching that. So it's, tough to compete with that. And then basketball's coming out. So WWE really needs to step their game up. But the next match, I believe, was the women's match.
Either that or I think it was the tag team first.
Okay,
I think it was Sheamus and Cesaro.
That tag team match was something to behold.
Great.
It was phenomenal. Everybody played their part.
SummerSlam, too. You can't forget about the SummerSlam match also.
Yeah.
Just as good.
These guys have been putting... The tag team division, although lacking actual talent, because, there's only like 2 or 3 actual tag teams, They go out there and they steal the show. When there's a great tag team match, the fans are so into it. Make the tag. Can they make the tag? What's going to happen next? And what made this match even better was when Cesaro loses his 2 front teeth.
Oh, man.
Which was something insane, man.
And if you look at it, he didn't want to lose them. They kind of just just cut in half
cracked.
almost. Yeah,
oh, my God. Just think about that.
You just see the blood start, and you just see the ref. He's putting on his glove, and that's how you know it's real. It's just oh, man.
Yeah, that was always cool to see in this day and age because you rarely see blood. And what was crazy was I didn't know where he got his teeth knocked out. I assumed it was from when he hit the ring post.
Yeah, I think that's when.
It definitely was. But right after that, Rollins kicks him in the face, and you just see the blood shoot everywhere because it must have been built in his mouth. I was like, I got out of my chair. I was like, oh, my God. Did he just knock out his teeth?
Yeah, that's what I thought at first, too. I thought that Rollins knocked him out. But then when you see the replay,
I was like, Rollins again injuring someone because he's so used to doing that. And, all these guys put on a great performance. Cesaro, the MVP of the match, because, being able to wrestle, I'm sure he was so angry, especially at himself, because it essentially was his fault that it happened. But, he manned up and went out there and put on easily the match of the night.
Yeah, and you see he's been stepping up that way too. Yeah, I mean you saw with SummerSlam also he ran out to the crowd and grabbed the beach ball. Even though that's something little, it just totally added to the match and almost energized the whole crowd. I actually was at SummerSlam and seeing...
How much you pay for those tickets? You paid that much?
I thought you were asking me for a minute, but then I realized the joke you were getting to. But no, in terms of... It almost seemed dead a little bit, the match was going on for so long. It was a great match, but it almost seemed dead. And then once Cesaro just did that, the whole crowd just lit up.
It's little things like that that veteran performers. Cesaro has been wrestling for well over a decade. Ring of Honor before that, FCW, NXT. I mean, this guy knows how to do little things like that to get the audience involved. And maybe he's not the best on the microphone, but he's very charismatic, and he's just a super strong individual. You see just how powerful he is. So they retain, though, the Shield.
Yes, as expected. Personally, you don't really know what's going to be happening next for them. Supposedly there was rumors that you can have the 2/3 of the Shield versus... it was the bar and then also the club, do a triple threat.
But it's just the same thing.
They're trying to get them involved.
Well, the next pay-per-view is TLC. So obviously, Brock Lesnar's not going to be in a TLC match.
He's taking a hiatus, I believe.
Is he? Because it's in Minnesota.
I don't know.
Which I would hope he would wrestle in.
I heard that he was going to miss some time. Obviously, we know Cena is. So, don't really know what's going on there. I guess we'll figure that out eventually. But
that's tough. You're trying to compete with football, and now John Cena, who's easily the biggest star in the company, and then Brock Lesnar, who's probably the second biggest star in the company.
That's what I was saying last night because I saw that all over Twitter. So, that's definitely... I don't know how they're going to do it. And personally, I think if they want to compete with football, you should have had Braun win. We'll get to that a little later, but
I have no problem with. I just hope the bar doesn't get lost because I think they're awesome as a tag team. I love both of these guys. I was never the biggest Sheamus supporter, but I always liked his in-ring work, and he seems to have fun and chemistry, and these two obviously get along, and I think they're a real hard-hitting throwback to a 1980s type of wrestling team.
Oh yeah.
The next match I believe was the women's match.
Yes.
And my Apple TV was actually messing up during this match, so I didn't really catch the beginning part of it. Apparently, you were saying Emma has a different theme song, or someone was saying that.
Yeah. She has another new theme song that debuted last night. It's better than the one that her second one, but nothing
not
beats
as good as
the first one. But it definitely was better. It kind of matched her entrance, so it's what's the right word?
It fits.
You're just you can tolerate it. It's tolerable.
Well, I didn't even see her involved in the match.
Barely.
When I caught the end, it was just
she was just there simply because I think the WWE saw that she was getting a lot of buzz from the fans, with the whole Twitter stuff. So I think that's why give Emma a chance. Hashtag give Emma a chance. I think that's why they just put her in the match. Honestly. Because other than that, she was not really that much involved. Bayley didn't. She barely did anything either. She wasn't really there. So I'm surprised.
So the other three.
Yeah, and then between Sasha, Nia, and I mean, you saw Nia. I don't know if you saw it because you said your TV.
I saw
working.
Nia get powerbombed. I Snapchatted that.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Oh my god! And I have to admit, there's always something so funny that I think about Nia. Is that have you ever noticed that whenever she like misses somebody, it's like the most like funniest thing in the world?
Why? What
like,
did you say?
She went into like go like a spear almost to Alexa Bliss, and she moved out of the way, and her shoulder just went